Artificial intelligence,
I
which
love
we
it.
just, which we just, which we touched on in a second, and rightfully so. People are upset or worried that it's going to disrupt, and some people downplay it. I don't think it should be down. I don't think it's healthy to be downplayed from the things that I've been. People are like, it's not gonna replace workers. It will. Oh, it's
Yeah,
going to happen in 50 to 100 years. No, more like 5 years.
right.
Elon Musk says 1 year that it's that AI, AGI, artificial generative intelligence, and the large and the LMMs, large LLMs, large language models. That's what you're. Anytime you hear
Okay,
LLM,
yeah,
it's a large
yeah.
language model, and that's basically artificial intelligence teaching itself. But it's going to
Cool.
be
Yeah.
all artificial intelligence is going to be smarter than all human beings combined, anywhere from 1 to 5 years.
Scary.
Now,
Yeah.
it is scary, but in the same, so we've talked about this too. Have you ever heard of the Luddites?
Yes.
Okay. So Ludd, some guy named Ludd, back, I think it was the turn of the century, whenever the cotton gin was invented.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
Whenever that was, I think it was around early 19,
Wiley.
maybe
What's his
maybe
name?
18. Yeah, whatever that guy's name is. Yeah. So what happened was the cotton gin, and then actually the sewing machine. Textiles and sewing and getting the cotton to a place where you could make clothes was a huge industry, huge employer of people. Okay, sewing, whatever they were doing. Okay, and then the cotton gin and the sewing machine were invented. And this
Right.
guy, and it was a major threat to a huge population of people. And so what these people started to do, led by this guy named Ludd, would go around destroying cotton gins and destroying sewing machines, because he thought, you know what? I don't, we got to stand up for our rights. We're going to be at it. What are we going to do? What
Right.
are we going to do? Right.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are right now. And the good news that I would say is we don't know yet. I mean, it's scary, but those
Right.
like the Ludd, like back in those days, that was before electronics, obviously before the internet, obviously before all of the major revolutionary technology that we developed. But because those people had time to go and focus in other places, we survived and we thrived and we exponentially grew. And I think, I mean, look, bad things can always happen, but I think this is a period where we just don't understand yet. Like in 5 years, 10 years, and be like, remember when we were talking about, how scary AI is, and look at what we're doing now. Like, you just don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the fine line. There's a level of embracement, but you always have to question the consequences.
Yeah.
With anything that
Nuclear
is
bomb.
yeah, anything that you develop to enhance life or don't understand the downstream implications, there will be one. For every action A, there's an action B. So that's a fact. As you're talking, I was going back to the Industrial Revolution. Like, fantastic. The Industrial Revolution was such a thriving time, and there were jobs, there was innovation, there was mass production. But what was the downstream implication? The environment. It really took a toll on the environment. Like, so,
In the environment, depression.
well,
Yeah.
right. It bottomed. Yeah. So
No, no, no,
yeah.
no. I'm saying people, working at excuse me,
Oh, yeah.
working at these like assembly line
Sorry.
jobs started
Right.
they were doing the same thing over and over.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, yeah. So there and I'm embracing, maybe selfishly, the AI piece, because it's going to tie in magically to our data sets and just really advance what we do. But AI to its fullest potential, when you're talking about it being more intelligent than humans, almost taking me back to Terminator, you know,
Oh, yeah.
then those consequences you have to continue to ask, what are the downstream consequences? Don't just be inside it and be excited about it. Try to figure out what the problems can be in the future to prepare ourselves. And there are so many unknowns, but that's what's neat about technology. You got to embrace it, but you also have to be concerned about it. It's exciting, you know. Yeah.
With everything, there is a good thing and an equally bad thing. You know,
Right.
fire can burn your house down, but it could cook your food and heat your
Right.
house. You know, water is, you know, could grow food and wash you, but you could also drown. You know, everything has a positive and an equal negative, and artificial intelligence is no different. I mean, people rightfully so in Hollywood should, you know, that's artificial
I
intelligence
don't feel
is,
sorry for Hollywood.
well,
Uh,
but forget about the executives. I'm talking about the
no.
artists, the ones who are
Oh,
writing
yeah. Yeah.
screenplays.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that anymore. You
I
know, the
know.
ones who are
No.
doing
No.
graphic design. I mean, you don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
that there's
I'm sorry, but you just pulled out a consequence. Our creativity, the process of creating, it could be stifled, you
as it is
know?
now. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
And that's
form of,
sad. Yeah,
but
that's sad. Yeah.
but it is, but maybe there's a form of creativity that we can't even imagine.
Well, no, then you're right. That my mind went there. Like you started here, and then how can you take this creative outlet from AI and bring it to another level?
You
Like,
know, there was
yeah,
a
no, yeah.
futurist who was on a podcast I was listening to, and he was like, "Look, he's like, yeah, it's scary, but think of us as mice becoming human, right? Like human intelligence.
Yeah.
If a mouse all of a sudden had human intelligence, and then we said, you know, this is dangerous. Do you mind if we take this away from you? What do you think the mouse is not going to want to go backwards,
Right.
right? Humans are not going to want to go backwards from where we are going with artificial intelligence. As much as we say, "Oh my God, we're going to be out of work, this is going to be terrible," it once you're enlightened in a certain way, you can't
Right.
go backwards. It just
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. And if we do, that's probably in a world we don't want to live in.